So I still remember the session that I had with this young teen that was about to get her driver's license. And she said, I am absolutely terrified. I don't want my driver's license. I don't want to drive. I'm afraid. And actually, this has become kind of a common scenario with some of the teens, just being afraid of driving, being afraid of something bad happening rather than anticipating good things happening. I've seen kids come in not only into my practice, but I've met several kids that if they get a bad grade, let's say a C or a D, they start to panic. They are absolutely upset, and sometimes the parents will go in and start arguing with the teacher and get upset that they have a bad grade. I've seen athletes panic, hit the panic button if they're losing. I remember coaching this young boy that was his father had been a Hall of Fame basketball player, NBA player. And when his team began to lose, he was real young, little guy. When his team began to lose, he absolutely flipped out and he wanted to just take over. It was so hard for him to be losing, to experience that. What does it take to build resilience in our kids, and why is that even important? Because if we go all in on resilience, are we developing a child that is just it's all about strength and no love for others, and it's just about this strength and power that they're building? Is that what resilience is about, or is it about bouncing back from adversity and being able to face adversity with courage? I love this quote. This was from Claire Lucci, and it's, "Courage is the ladder on which all other virtues mount." There are virtues that surround a person that builds resilience. And from a Christian worldview, from a biblical worldview, it begins with a humble heart, a heart that is stepping towards a loving action towards another person. And in Proverbs 19, at verse 20, it says, "Listen to advice and accept instruction that you may gain wisdom in the future." So there are a few keys that I've learned over time, and I'll just give those real quickly to you as you're thinking about how to teach this to your kids from a young age. How do you teach resilience where they face fear? They don't walk away from fear, but they begin to step towards what they're afraid of. They begin to step towards the opportunity for growth rather than always needing success. They learn how to step towards things that are difficult out of growth instead of just going for the easy road. And that's one other thing I've seen is kids going towards whatever is easiest. And right now, it's using AI to write papers or to do the work for them. That's a new trend that is out there. And I encourage kids to consider what they're building in their brain and the adversity and the difficulty it takes to build muscle, to build a brain, to build a life. It takes a lot of hard work, and you want to teach that to your kids. So the first thing you want to teach them is patience. Teach them how to wait for things. The big emotions come up for young kids, and as they get older, it continues. We live in a world of instant gratification. Let them learn how to have delayed gratification. Teach them how to save up for things, how to wait for their turn in line, to let other people go first. Have them be patient and model that patience. When you are driving, show the patience with the other drivers and how you handle waiting for things. This is all about self-control, controlling my own emotions as the world is doing what it needs to do. I get to dictate how I'm going to respond rather than the environment dictating how I need to act. So you get to model that, teach that, and there's so many things all day long where you can bring patience right next to you and talk about the development of patience. Take time to observe that in them and say, hey man, I noticed you were patient. And the more you label that for them, the more they know that they're practicing patience. The second one is get back up. Teach your child to get back up. When they fall down, when they fail, when they do something that maybe it's a mistake, maybe it's they didn't feel like they did as good at something, just say, hey, and what? So now what are you going to do? There's an and there. There's not a period. There's an and. And now, what are you going to do about that? I've shared this story before, but I was at the YMCA coaching, and they didn't want to keep score. And sometimes we need that score to let us know if we're losing or winning. And if we're losing, we just need to work harder at things. We need to maybe learn some skills or refine some skills. There was this college student that had come to my office, and she said she was terrified not to have an A on this test coming up. She was used to always having straight A's, a super brilliant individual. I said, what's the purpose of a test? She said, I guess I haven't thought about that. I guess it's to figure out what you know. And I said, if you get a B, it just means you need to, maybe you didn't know as much about that one topic, and it gives you insight that maybe you need to learn some more. Is that really that bad? If you get a C, maybe you need to study a little more about that topic. And so it was good for her to see that it's basically a measurement of what you know and an opportunity to give you a plan of what is next for you. So it's getting back up. And you want to do it in an encouraging way. Affirm them, validate the fact that it's hard to fail, to make mistakes, to not be winning, and then say, hey, let's go, I believe in you. And when they hear those words from you as a parent, just know they are fueling. When you say, I believe in you, you've got this, and you say it in a genuine way, that is so helpful for a child to hear because they know that it's true. And sometimes they'll say, hey, you're just saying that because you're my mom or my dad. They'll know when it's genuine. You go, man, you've got this. The next one is teaching your child to remember. Teach them to remember the times where they got it right. Teach them to remember the lessons they've learned. Teach them to remember how to learn from the mistakes that they have made. From the moments of failure, you can come back in big ways. I remember a conversation with my uncle. I was a freshman in high school playing basketball. I absolutely loved basketball. And maybe we'll be playing it in heaven. I hope so. He had played professional basketball in Europe. He was 6'9" guy, and admired him, especially in the sport of basketball. I was talking to him on the phone. I was discouraged because we had lost like 9 out of our 10 games, and we just had a few left. He said, just know this can strengthen you as a basketball player. Your team is learning how to lose. You still have 3 more years. You still have several more years to refine, to strengthen. It'll come together. Be patient with it. We worked hard. We had some underclassmen come up, and the right mix came together. And that senior year, I remember us going undefeated at the beginning. Then we lost 5 in a row. And we had gone from ranked to unranked, and we're going, oh man. But the coaches that we had reinforced what my uncle had said. Hey, let's just go to the next game. Let's take one at a time. And we ended up winning state, even as underdogs in state, because we had learned how to push through those moments of adversity. I remembered that throughout my life, that there are, if there's adversity, there's always a solution to everything. And one of them is God is always with us. And through Scripture, you can read Asaph, Psalm 77, and other places where Christians have faced adversity or faced depression or moments of extreme difficulty, remembered the faithfulness of God in their life and that He is with them all the time. And if there's some ideas, some things you've been working on, share it in the comments for us to learn from you as you're teaching your kids how to be resilient, Jesus-following children. Within our faith, that is so, so important as well. Being able to pursue Jesus with steadfastness. And if this video is helpful to you today, be sure to like it, subscribe to this channel. We love having you with us here, and I'll see you again at the next video.